different and facing a lot of challenges in life where people look down on me. The only thing is that I just have to carry on with life.
I always had a passion for board games, but it really didn't work out for me. Actually, until this very day, I kind of like still wanted to know how does it feel to hit a ball.
Nothing will bother me. This is me, I'm free.
Although it seems like a subtle plea to be accepted like any other ordinary man, they are still often regarded as the weaker being. Therefore, they find it hard to face the common people, the society, as they are often judged and looked down upon.
My name is Sharif Abdullah Peters. I was born without a left foot.
Life was very hard for Sharif, not knowing how it feels like to walk like a normal person.
My mother left me when I was born in 1968. I've been looking forward, to have a mother, but maybe there's a reason behind it. We doesn't know. Before I got my prosthetic leg in the year 1975, a lot of challenges I've been facing. One of the challenges is that I have to crawl around, I have to hop around from one place to another. When I was 5 years old, that was in 1975, my father bought for me a prosthetic leg that cost $300.
To make matters worse, his life took a tragic turn when his biological mother only returned with other intentions.
When my biological mother found me back in the year 1980, what I got to know is my mother is aftering my money that was left by my father.
Sharif also had to put up with the kinds of treatment the society gave him just because he was different.
The society at the past looked me different because I have no legs, and at times I remember when small kids laugh at me, they'll call me all kinds of names, they'll pick up stone and just throw.
People by nature are judgmental. There's no escaping that. We compare to what we see and make a statement on it.
As a physical challenge, each time when I go for an interview, they refuse to accept me. The only thing is that I have to cover my identity by wearing a long pants.
Likewise, a similar individual had to go through the same hardship as he himself grew up as a physically challenged.
My name is Sheikh Muhammad Daniel Baudan, and I was diagnosed with muscular dystrophy at the age of 4.
Muscular dystrophy, or MD for short, is a genetic disorder that weakens the muscles that help the body move. MD weakens muscles over time, so children, teens, and adults who have the disease can gradually lose the ability to do the things most people take for granted, like walking or sitting up.
Before I got my wheelchair, I was moving around with crutches, and it's a bit slow, but yeah, the struggle is still there, nothing much changed.
Money is also an issue for Daniel Baudan. At the age of 12, his parents divorced and his father, Shamyun Ali, had to cope with their financial issues alone. Apart from the usual daddy's bill, Shamyun Ali had to provide Daniel tools that will aid him in his movements. Daniel only got his wheelchair at the age of 15.
I started using wheelchair 4 years ago. Well, the initial reason for me to use the wheelchair is to save time because using crutches is very slow for me. And in terms of my health, my legs are getting weaker then to the point that I can't really support myself.
Besides Singapore and Malaysia, they even went to Hong Kong, Taiwan, and Thailand to search for the cure.
We tried various types, as far as from the east to the west, from the best neurologist doctor from the States, also acupuncture, but it's really to no avail. So I guess that's it. We kind of stopped there.
As Daniel grows, he understood more about himself. He realized how different he was. Everyone wants to be special, but this wasn't the kind of special that Daniel wants, or anyone would want for that matter.
It's very consciously uncontrollable. Like whenever you do something, you know, you thought of doing the same thing, but you can't really do it. So the word different is always on my mind every single time, wherever I go, whatever I do. You know, as long as I'm with my friends, I'll definitely feel different. Like I feel as though that I'm not the same species, I guess.
Even though one might be different from another, every being in this world, both physically challenged and able-bodied, deserves the right to dream, to love and to be loved, and above all, to be successful.
At the end of the day, I realized that I don't need to care about what the society thinks about me.
All I need is to believe in myself. While I was working as a site security specialist in the year 2008, I found pain on my stump. Doctor told me that they need to amputate 5 inches of my stump because of a skin infection. I was very sad and near ended my life. But one day, while I was at home recovering, I went to the YouTube and I found this guy, Oscar Pistorius. He's the world double amputee sprinter. And I was telling myself, if he can run, why not me?
Inspired by Oscar, Sharif decided to take up running and became Singapore's first blade runner.
Experience sports, experience more. That is my aim. Ever since I become an athlete with disability, AWD, I found my schedule is very tight because I have to train 6 days a week, either in the day or night.
Daniel, on the other hand, has his own issues. As self-reliant as he is, Daniel does have some problem when it comes to school admissions. Admission to any school is a tough process for him.
Not many secondary school caters to physically challenged students. So I had to go from school to school, you know, to apply and see whether the school environment suits my physical. I think it took me about 6-7 schools that just to finally find the pretty much suitable school for me.
Only when you gain acceptance from the society will you be able to work closer to your goal. It also helps when you realize that you are not the only one that feels like life is so hard.
Someone who I looked up to right now is Aaron Fotheringham. I kind of see how his determination to go through life, whatever life is throwing at him. I feel so much inspired that I pick up a helmet and, you know, start to stretch myself at a step-up group.
Daniel also works his way through his passion when he joined a CCA of the Arts, that a cappella group. He is the vocal percussionist, beatboxer, and under the establishment of Stoned Chill Kids, SCK. They are a collective group who has a major interest on hip-hop music.
My imagination takes over me sometimes. It's wild. And why I go for WCMX is, you know, even though it puts me in a injury possible situation, it gives me an adrenaline rush. I like that. And it also, you know, like any other participants in the skate park, I'm no different.
There are so many opportunities in life that the loss of 2 or 3 capabilities is not necessarily debilitating. Being disabled should not mean being disqualified from every aspect of life, because the only disability in life is a bad attitude.
I woke up to a brand new reality, that place filled with dreams, sanity. Every time I try to wake up, the harder that it seems. I just fall back, so I'ma lay here, throwback. I wanna keep dreaming, if this is what it feels like. Not even once in real life I felt like $1 million, and I'ma stick it to my time myself. Rest with yourself, that's what my pops taught me. I did it by myself, I'm better than I could even ask for. Call it asphalt. I stopped using the word give up, it's not in my dictionary. They're looking at me like a Pictionary.